And I'm Isaac, and welcome back to the Walkmen Comics podcast. And we have a special guest today again.
Darcy!
Hello, back for a second.
Yeah,
because it's the second podcast with you
so
guys.
Really?
today,
I thought it was your third.
No,
today
the second one, because I did the Black Panther podcast.
Yeah. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reviewing Ready Player One. We just saw that. It was really cool. And yeah, we have Darcy with us again.
Because he's a film expert.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know this, he has his own Instagram account.
Wait, what is it?
Where he reviews movies.
It's Darcy M22.
Darcy M22.
It is a private account though. I should probably make a public one with all the movie reviews on it, but I'll have to set that up. But what I've done is I usually post the movies I've seen, I give a review, and
he's really good at it. Just say that.
Shout us out.
Yeah, because I do a lot of I do drama at school, and I do a lot of acting, and I'm in the production, so I know a lot about films and
he's
acting.
good at that.
So it is good to help these two who are very comic-minded to help give them a movie perception of how it went.
Hey, so how the movie goes, bro.
I think do you want to just sort of just jump into this and not really talk much, because that's what we do. So I think the first sort of obvious thing is like
how good the message is.
Yeah.
The message.
That's one of them, but like I think the main one is just like all the nostalgia and all the references. Like I love it. Like
mean?
Google it.
Okay.
Explaining it to you. You Google it, and then once you found out what it is, you can.
It's basically like when you sort of like go back to some, like you sort of revisit something from the past and like you sort of reminisce on it.
Like the video games.
It's a great feeling. Yeah, stuff like that.
It's kind of really interesting because I also mentioned this in my review, but what it essentially is that it's an Easter egg to find an Easter egg surrounded by other Easter eggs.
That's an Easter egg.
That's pretty much the movie, because I was like,
plus they've adapted it to modern times. Like they've got Tracer in it, which is pretty recent. That's like last year.
That was
the
2
only
years
thing
ago.
is that she doesn't really do much.
It's good that they've tried. It's good that they've also added in stuff. Because this was a book that was written in the 80s, I'm pretty sure it was written, and
it was written earlier than that.
Oh, but it was mainly referencing a lot of the book references mainly a lot of the pop culture from that era. So what I definitely think is good is that they brought in
some newer stuff, like Harley Quinn from Arkham Knight.
Yeah, that was good.
There was like about 5 Harley Quinns I saw. There was a few Deathstrokes. They had some
Batman, Batgirl was there.
They had Joker from the Injustice 2 game.
Oh yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And they're like so much stuff. They're like 3.
Yeah, that was funny.
They're like 3 Spartans from Halo. I like that because I really like Halo.
One of the major ones, I think, like ones that people definitely see, and definitely from the trailer, was the first thing I noticed was they have the DeLorean from
the DeLorean is amazing. I wish I had one.
I love the DeLorean.
I have to say this off the back from my point of view. Just the CGI they put into it and the amount of animation work they put in, it's really good.
You know what's gonna win?
It's going to really be like, if this is what we can do now, I'm just imagining how how this will look in like not only in just like in the future of like movies, but also imagine this in like TV shows and actually games themselves. We get like that sort of quality. That's, I have to say, whoever was like in charge or was like the people behind doing all the CGI, the computer graphics, they should get like a huge amount of support.
They're gonna get an Oscar.
They're gonna have to get an Oscar for that.
I think what's gonna happen with movies is like it's not gonna sort of look any more visually stunning because we've already sort of reached that position where like it looks exactly like the way that we see stuff, you know. But like what it's gonna do is it's gonna be like sort of released quicker. You know, I think that's what's gonna happen to movies.
Actually, what I think what will happen is. This is something which was definitely touched on with Doctor Strange, with Kevin Feige talked about Doctor Strange and how we decided to do it now, was because he said, we've now got the chance to go into this crazy realm because of all the CGI. Because the CGI now gives us the effect to like recreate real life, we can now go into the mystic world. And I think that's definitely something with the CGI now, is that the first step was how can we recreate real life? And now that I think we're doing that so well, it's now, right, how can we make this a combination of worlds? How can we bring things together and just let the imagination just go wild. And I think
Yeah,
definitely
that
Ready
was-
Player
yeah.
One definitely explores that, not just in the CGI, but in like the whole thing. It explores the idea of just letting your imagination go wild. And I think if any time was to make this movie, now is a really good time to do
like
it.
two things
Actually,
that I wanted to say.
maybe
that's
another
just-
year or two.
Yeah.
No, I think no, because there is the possibility of them making a sequel, which I hope they do. If they
Yeah.
do that, they'll be able to still improve, still make it better. But I definitely think, as a starting point, as a stepping stone, this is a good firm base to start on before leaping into sequels and possibly making like a really good brand out of this.
And you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Everyone said this was an unmakeable film.
Yeah, but like I think Steven Spielberg is the perfect person to direct this because like he's all about like letting your imagination go wild and stuff. Like he's a great director for this, and like also another thing was like I'm glad that they sort of I mean I really like that sort of thing that movies do when they sort of say, oh, this is what could happen in the future, or this is what could happen in the future, and it, like seems really sort of really crazy and out there, but like there's a slight chance it's like sort of plausible as well.
Yeah, and this is kind of like what Pat was saying before with like the message was like really big, was that they kind of like showed how the future would look and how people wanted to try and escape from like that just their horrible reality and escape into the like this fantasy world where they could let their worlds, let their minds go wild.
Yeah.
But like what Pat was referring to, the message of like this was Pat, you should explain the message. You actually explained it the best.
Oh, okay, so yeah, this really relates to me because I do this so much. I want to escape the world because the world can be, sorry for my language, a piece of shit. It can kick you in the balls and be a horrible piece of
Just
shit.
like Nolan was kicked in the
Yeah, exactly.
was kicked in the jingle jangles.
The jingle jangles.
But like virtual reality really is like the ultimate escapism.
Yeah,
really.
it is. Like,
Because it's like creating like a whole new world, like that's sort of detached from the real world, and you can be in there and you can experience it, and like definitely in the year like when was it like
2045 is when
yeah,
it's set.
like
that's when
it's
starts,
gonna be crazy.
but then that's 5 years later, so I think it's actually 2050, isn't
No,
it?
it's 2045 when the movie's set. They launched the product, I think it was 2040 or 2035.
2014.
No, I don't know when they launched it, but I do know that
I think it's
just
2014.
this is something which you'll have to know. But the guy who created the Oasis, he died in 2040, and it's set 5 years
Oh,
later.
really? I thought it was set in 2045, and then that's when he died.
No,
And then 40 years later,
Well,
5 years
like
later.
when it started, like the guy is just like, oh, I live in the year 2045 or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they did change this. I've only read the first 2 chapters, so I'm not sure if this is actually in the book. But, like, the race.
Yeah.
The race. Like, you know, the
that
race.
was cool. Yeah.
Like, it's really cool and all that, and it's got lots of Easter eggs. But, like, I'm not entirely sure if that was in the book, because I know I've only read the first 2 chapters, but he goes back to the, like, the archives of... what is it?
It's like his sort
his
of
journal. The
his
journal.
yeah, it is cool that like that's where they put the secret, because it is a good place to put it, because like no one's going to want to like just go back and look at like some guy's life, you know, because like if you have the option to also just mess around and make whatever you want, then like you're gonna want to do that. But like I think that guy was like the perfect person to like sort of rule the Oasis, and that's what the guy who created it wanted, because like he's really interested in like the past and how it's created and stuff and how it works and stuff, so he's going to want to like go back and look at his old sort of journal entries and stuff, and like, and it's also good because he learned from his mistakes. He wanted to be sort of different than him.
Yeah, and that is actually something which you do see in the movie, is that one part of it is that they talk a lot about how the original creators like made a mistake, and that's a crucial part in going forward. And I definitely think that there's like a lot, not only is this just an enjoyable film, but it's got a lot of like messages and meanings which you can take away from it. And really,
how many messages are in it? I think there's about 3.
There's quite a few.
There's 2 that they mean, and I'm not sure about the third one. I don't think they mean for that to be in there. So the first one's, you gotta face reality at some point.
Yeah.
The second one was, what was it? I think it was...
Even if you are in the fake world, you should always come out into the real world to experience things.
Yeah.
No, that was the first one, like the real world one.
Oh yeah, that's kind of
The second one was, don't...
Did I mention spoilers?
Don't be a dick.
Did I mention that we're gonna talk about spoilers in this? I'm sorry.
No, you
But
didn't.
we didn't really talk about any major spoilers. in
No,
this,
we
so-
haven't really.
Well, now there's gonna be spoilers.
But yeah, all right. So
What else? I would have to say also that that it's kind of like this is one I don't think they meant to say, but like you can't always trust things on the internet. Like the Oasis.
Yeah.
Remember what was it? Artemis, the girl
you mean
protagonist.
H? She said that.
Yeah, like H. Yeah, let's just say, no, not H.
No, that wasn't H.
But H and Artemis, they both said you can't trust anyone on the Oasis. You can't give your real name.
We're just gonna call them by their video game name, not
She
their
could be a fat, chubby man.
named Chuck in his mother's basement.
Yeah, exactly. you never know.
Yeah. And, like, it's definitely as soon as H said that, I kind of thought, wait, is this actually what he looks like? And then you do find out eventually that, yeah, H is actually a girl by that same description. And
But she's not called Chuck.
No,
Yeah.
not Chuck.
And she doesn't live in her mum's basement.
No,
Well, does she?
no. But, like, I definitely...
do.
Yeah. One thing, like, I definitely have to, like, throw in, which is something I don't think we've covered yet, is like, we've talked a lot about the messages that they've implied and the CGI in the Oasis itself, but something I do want to point out is just
The story.
yeah, the story is actually, well, like, there are many points, but the story is like actually one of them. It's a good story, and I think the way that the characters have been created, it really fits the story, especially
There should be an
It does,
Oasis game.
actually,
If there's not, there should be, because...
Make it a virtual reality.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think that will happen for a while, because I think
by
while, yes,
2045, if the world hasn't destroyed itself
Yeah.
by then, we'll get an
Yeah.
Oasis.
I do
Yeah.
think that while CGI is at a really good point, I think getting it to the point of virtual reality, where you can turn around, you can see every detail, and you can walk around to the level that was in the movie.
Yeah.
That's going to take forever, but we are definitely getting.
Well, there were
close.
limits to the world.
Mm.
Yeah, there were definitely
Like,
limits.
you could
So-
only go to about, I think, 7 from my count planets. So there was like a holiday planet. There was the main hub, but there was also a war world planet. There was a
a sports thing.
sports planet. There was a
But you never know. They might actually
like a holiday
Oh
planet.
yeah, when they were going through all the planets, there was like a Minecraft place.
Yeah, that's
oh
also
my
there.
gosh! Like I want.
That was good.
How do you make the world round if everything's like squares?
I quite like that reference.
I wish it was a Lego world.
That would
No,
be
like-
so cool. Yes, they
Yeah.
should have done that instead of the Minecraft
Yeah,
one
like-
because
Yeah, they
that's
should have
better.
done both at the same time.
Yeah, it's like half Lego, half Minecraft. So you can Lego Minecraft. Boom.
That
I
actually
just-
exists, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that actually
It's kind of stupid,
Yeah.
but
it's,
like
it's smart.
anyway, like one of the criticisms that I have was like it was slightly sort of cliche in the aspect that there's like this guy that goes into the world and like meets a girl that's like way more cooler than him, and then like they
both
sort
fall
of
in
hooked
love.
up with each other by the end. Like that's you know,
But like,
but-
it's also got serious themes,
but it
like
is-
life and death.
It is sort of
Yeah.
about the sort of nostalgia anyway, so like that is
Mm.
kind of okay, I guess. You sort of have an excuse to put that in.
Mm.
So I don't mind. But like also with all the references, it wasn't just with, oh look at that, there's Master Chief. Oh look at that, there's Tracer, you know, like it was also in the music, you know, because like
Oh, yeah.
you heard like a bit of like, you know, that start of the Back to the Future when it's just like dum 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 or however
And you
it
also
goes, I don't
heard
know.
some Overwatch. I actually heard some Overwatch themes.
Well yeah, there was like everything sort of mixed in together.
And Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
There was Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And Speed Racer. Go Speed Racer.
Yeah.
Go Speed
One thing I
Racer.
definitely just
go
want to
Speed
mention is that,
Racer,
like,
go.
one thing I definitely want to mention, just on the music side of it, this isn't just Ready Player One, but this is like a lot of movies in general. Can you stop? Okay. This is just like something in general I want to point out, like
Something
Ready-
in general I want to point out is Pat is slapping his leg.
Yeah, no, this is on the music front, and this is something which you see in Ready Player One, but I think definitely something you will see, as like these two will know in Guardians of the Galaxy, is
Yeah.
the use of classic
Colour.
songs.
And color.
No, I was gonna go. No, this is the music front. The classic
Okay.
songs. I definitely think the reason why I've always been trying to think why do like creators now choose to bring more classic music
Because it
back?
moves the
Oh,
story.
yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
messages. Like the newer
Yeah.
music, let's bounce that butt, bounce
Yeah.
that
No,
butt.
it's
butt,
not always
butt.
like that.
I
Like,
know,
not-
but still,
it's-
some
some
things
things
have really meaningful lyrics. You,
I know,
you
but-
don't know. You only listen to the old stuff.
I know, that's why. Because let's bounce that butt.
What have you been
Bounce that
listening
butt.
to? Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, my sisters do. My sisters
Okay,
are
whatever.
listening to this
Yeah,
stuff.
but like what I want to get onto is I quite like how they use the classic music because not only is I think there are two reasons why people do that. It's like one is because it's a good way for like to introduce a sort of classic genre to like kids our age, because I definitely know that I was a fan of classical music before this, because my parents would listen to classic Kids 4KQ all the time, so I got through to classic music through that, but also because it's combining the old and the new, which I definitely think when you try and mix that together,
it doesn't always work.
It doesn't always work, but I definitely think specifically Guns of the Galaxy worked really well. But I think in this one, it's really different because it's not only old and new, but it's old and the future.
Yeah,
I definitely think bringing that together is really
It does work though, but like in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, sorry, I just thought of this. Like, what if someone's just like skipping through the video and then they just accidentally skip to the part where he's just like, let's bounce our butt or whatever.
Bounce our butt.
Somebody make a meme of this. Find Pat's picture online and make a meme of it.
Hey. No finding my picture. Find Darcy's picture.
Yeah, that'll be
I'm gonna post a picture of him on my Instagram. I'll do that right now. I got a picture of you, and I've got a picture of Isaac.
Actually, no. Anyway, there is one... Actually, there are two other things I did want to mention about this film. One of them was actually something which they didn't really... Like, not many people will talk about, but actually something I quite liked. It was the costumes. I love the costumes.
The Clark Kent reference where they're like, they slaps on the glasses and it changes his appearance, but like doesn't change his face. Like, that's a smart idea.
I definitely know that, like, I still like the costumes and I'm like, yep, I'm stealing that from him, I'm stealing that from him. I just saw like a bunch of costumes, I'm like, yep, I want all of them, especially...
I want to look like all of these people.
Yeah. No, because like I always get jealous when like, because like specifically now, I'm like not like the most flashiest outfit yet. Like when you see people with just like these amazing like little things and just like, wow, just like imagine if you just like dressed up like that for like for just like a minute.
I'm doing this.
There is...
Please don't.
I'm hitting okay.
I won't do any of this ever again if you post that.
Okay.
So, but anyway, there's like...
You have my Instagram account anyway, people on YouTube, so you'll be able to find it anyway, but I'm just telling Pat not to.
I
keep
need
talking,
friends.
I forgot what I was
You guys
gonna
are like
say.
the only good friends I actually have in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep talking for a while, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh,
so.
okay, I got this.
There was...
The Oasis, like, the whole thing,
We've
like...
already talked about the bloody Oasis.
I know, but how big is it? If those are
They,
the worlds...
they never specify. I think that...
Could you make a world by yourself? They never say that. Could you?
I think it is possible if you get like more, because they do talk about levels on like
Plus
how.
they talk
like,
about money.
Yeah,
They talk about money.
I definitely think there is the possibility of creating more, but it will be very difficult. I think if you're,
Plus, how does money work?
We have already. Said
there is something like two references I like. I like the Canada's bike from Akira.
Oh yeah, that,
Like,
I even pointed that out to you.
Yeah, like I really like
How
Akira.
did I know that and you did it?
Well, because I showed you like the first part of the movie and you didn't want to watch the rest of it.
I know, but
and
even
also
I knew that and you didn't.
And also his hair, was that supposed to be like Final Fantasy, like the dude from
Maybe, yeah.
His hair, the white to the blue. That was actually one of the things I really liked. Was just
Plus
the
he had
white
blue
to the
frosted tips.
No, the blue on the back. That's actually a hairstyle that, like, if I ever do like a Halloween costume, I can try dress up as him because I think blue and white definitely works.
Yeah, it does.
That's a Quicksilver.
We should talk about
Yeah,
who
it
would
is,
be in
actually.
the Oasis. Who would you be in the Oasis?
I'd
I'd be Bounce.
I'd be Groot.
Whoa!
You can be Groot.
Oh yeah!
I would say-
I'd be King Groot. King Groot's like the size of a skyscraper, and he can actually talk. He's like, Groot loves you. Groot still hates you though, and Groot will murder everyone. He's kind of a murderous person, King Groot.
Gosh.
But that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be what's his face?
Astor.
Could you make Astor in that?
You probably could, but probably not the head shape.
If you don't know, he's a guy from a comic that I used to make that I'm not making anymore called
What?
Star Heroes. Because it's super bad, that's why.
I love it though.
Well, I'm sort of debating if I should
Yeah.
make it or not, you know.
Look, like, do what you want since you're the creator. Like the Oasis.
How about Steel Dragon? Could you make him?
Yeah, probably.
But not the head shape though.
Yeah, not the peanut head.
I'll put a picture on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, something I was just thinking about is that, like, I like how just as these two were talking about who would you be in the Oasis, I was just thinking, I would be myself. But something that was really interesting was that one of the first scenes you see of Wade in the Oasis was that he changed his hairstyle. And something I thought was actually quite interesting is what happens, like, if we do get an Oasis sort of thing, in the real world, what would you do? Would you be yourself? Would you maybe become a different character, or would you make your own? I think I would make my own, but have it suit sort of suit myself in the
You'd
real
wear
world.
the shirt you're wearing. I'm a multi-talented.
Yeah, maybe send like upload a picture of this shirt, as it is an amazing shirt.
I'm multi-talented. I can talk and annoy you at the same time. That is me.
No, that's
me.
all three of us, to be honest. Not really Isaac, but I think more me and Pat are definitely this.
Yeah, I mean,
Anything final to say about this movie?
this
We're
is like
Well,
only
we have
20
really-
minutes.
We have talked about like all
Pretty
the stuff
much
that we
everything.
love. We haven't really talked that much about like the sort of criticisms that we have.
Oh
yeah,
question.
the-
Money.
Yeah.
How do you earn money? Like in the
Coin.
book, it says like you can do stuff for the Oasis and the IOI, but what about the rest of them? Like Wade, how does he earn money?
Do you think the coin in there? Do you think that would kind of be like Bitcoin? Because
I think it is.
eventually it would be, because like that's where everyone sort of lives more than the real world. So it's like super valuable.
But then you can
Yeah.
kill people and just take their coins and
yeah,
like
and
that's cool and all.
but you can
but-
sort of exchange it for real money anyway.
Yeah.
And like, oh, interesting brainwave that I just came up with.
Okay, go ahead.
So like, you know how there's that place where everyone sort of kills each other and stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, like
world?
that's sort of like the
That's-
real world starting up again, and eventually there's gonna be like a sort of an
It's
order
like the
and
purge
everything's
from Rick
like.
and Morty.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, that's not just in Rick and Morty. It's
I
kinda
know,
like
but
it.
true.
Yeah.
But like, eventually it is gonna sort of become the real world again, because there's gonna be all this order and all this sort of
Chaos.
That's interesting, isn't it? Wow. I just
Something which I
Huh.
don't think we've pointed out yet, which I actually do think is a good thing to talk
Yeah.
about, is the cast. I think all I was gonna say is that the cast, I think they've done really well.
I'm gonna look up the cast right now, but
Yeah. I definitely think like they chose actors who I think are up and coming. Like I
Yeah.
think
they're fairly young as well. Most.
yeah, a lot of them are young, which I definitely think is something good. I think a lot of them actually are quite relatable. Like
well, yeah.
I think no, there are three things about the cast I like. They were
Okay.
young, they were relatable,
Okay.
and they were diverse.
Okay, I got the cast. Oliver Cook,
Was
Ty Sheeran. Okay, Oliver Cook was Artemis.
Yeah.
Ty Sheeran was Wade. Ben Miss Something was.
Ben Menson is a Australian actor who's actually really good. And
He played Noel.
yeah, he played Noel, so he played the bad guy.
Simon Pegg played the co-creator.
Simon
of...
Pig, you mean Simon Pegg?
Peg.
Shut up.
Read it properly.
T.J. Miller played the super scary bad guy with the neck problem.
Yeah.
This guy played the main builder of the universe.
creator,
Wait, who?
Hannah Joan.
Carmen. She was actually she played like the henchman to Norman, and she was kind of
Yeah.
the bad
She,
guy.
Well, like-
she was the second head. Like
yeah.
She wasn't
she's
really-
the
she
one
wasn't-
who's not afraid to kill people.
Yeah, like my sort of criticism about Nolan is he's just that sort of classic villain
stereotypical.
up in his ivory tower
He's the
with all the
man.
people working for him.
He's
You know?
stereotypical.
Like,
Oh yeah, but the only thing that makes him really bad is like, oh shit, he's got the egg, everything's over. I've got a gun in my freaking hand. I came here to kill him before he got the egg. Oh no, he's got the egg. I can still shoot him and kill him. He's got the egg. It doesn't mean he's invincible.
SWAT. Yeah, that's like one thing I really didn't understand. It's just like he was like I swear I thought he was gonna
Kill
actually
him.
shoot him and then something would happen.
yeah.
Like, it's that I think that was just the one thing. I'm sure Steven Spielberg and the writers, they definitely had some sort of deep meaning there. Like maybe he realized the error of his ways, because you could definitely see he had some sort of like revelation or reaction in his
It's
face.
just like,
But you definitely
this is what it's really about.
But it's
You know-
not obvious. It's not obvious. They should have
Yeah.
had like maybe he had like a flashback to something that happened, or maybe he like had voices in his head where he realized something. I think that would have helped the like audience understand. But
Yeah.
for us, we didn't really get it.
Since it's a movie, this is something that's been bothering Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man's a character that talks to himself a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he used to a lot more than he does now.
yeah, like he talks to
In the
himself
comics.
constantly. Like in his head, he'll just think, "Oh man, did I forget my homework? And did I forget the eggs? Oh crap, I gotta go turn back. Oh no, Doc Ock is marrying my aunt. What am I gonna do?"
Wait, what?
now?"
Did that happen?
Yeah, that actually happened. Don't chuck that around.
This is the
He killed her though.
Yeah, I know, but just this is what I'm saying. Like, like he talks to himself a lot in his head, and if the book covered that, saying he's a person who talks to himself a lot in his head,
Did we just go from Ready Player One to Spider-Man?
I'm just saying, like, this is what.
That's an
this is-
example.
Yeah, it's
They're
an
like-
example.
And in the movies, like, Amazing Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, they got that wrong. He just didn't talk whatsoever and was super depressed, like Tobey Maguire's face.
I definitely think
No!
Oh yeah, remember the scream that he does? Where he's just like, "Ah!" Yeah, that was like a meme for like so long.
It still
Just
is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So yeah, and then like with the new Spider-Man, they got Karen, his audio
my
thing,
gosh.
and that's how they made it work. But
Yeah.
with Ready Player One, you can't really reboot it. It's not like a Marvel film where you can do it over and over and get new actors.
Yeah.
You had one chance, maybe 2 chances if you really want to redo it, but you'd have to wait at least 5 years.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
but I definitely think that that's a very minor detail, something you don't really... It will be something which will bother you, but...
Not by a lot.
Yeah, not by a lot, but overall, I definitely think like this is like nearly the end because it's nearly the time we're going to leave. But definitely, I think overall, I would say this is a movie which will get Oscar nominations and possibly awards for its CGI.
Yeah.
All the cast did a very good performance. There were the Easter eggs that they put in were really good. The only thing that annoyed me was just that thing we just talked about.
And the money.
And, yeah, there were some things which just confused me a bit, like the technology that they used, the money system. I definitely think that's something which they could explore a bit. Like, it could have had a bit more of an explanation. If they do a sequel, they could lead into how that all works.
I think that, like, in the book it definitely explains.
Yeah, I definitely think in the book it explains. Like, I'm planning on reading the book now, because I wanted to see how the movie would go, see if I'd like it. So I'm actually planning on reading the book.
It's it's like $30 the audiobook, and like, come on, who has the money for that? Honestly, we're 14 to 16-year-olds. Were you 17?
16 turning 17.
Okay, we're 14 to 17-year-old kids who have almost nothing to our names. In money-wise, obviously, unless you have a job.
I have a job. Because I think all 3 of us are eligible to actually get jobs.
Yeah.
You are actually eligible to get jobs. But it's just, I definitely think, like, where Pat's going with it is that the reason why some people don't have jobs at this age is because it's just school
Our
now.
parents?
No, I wasn't going to say parents, but it's
My parents won't let me.
No, but, like, the reason it's just school's too difficult now, and I think... But... So going back to the movie, oh my gosh, we get too distracted.
This is a podcast. What do you think happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think like you would actually stay on topic, like instead of like saying,
what world do you live in?
I live in the real world where people expect to go into videos and actually
The Oasis. We live in the Oasis. Get on board.
I knew you were gonna say that like so much.
But I started my own YouTube channel. I can like literally make my own movie reviews, and then you'd watch me instead of these 2.
Hey,
Shout us out.
we're better than you. We've been
How?
going longer.
You've been going. I haven't started a YouTube channel. I'm considering starting one. So
Why?
'cause-
You got ours.
Yeah, true, but like I wouldn't just do like that sort of thing. But anyway, final comment. What like if you could sum up the movie in one sentence, how would you sum it up?
A movie worth watching. It's like one of those classic films that you'll always watch. It's timeless.
Yep, Isaac. What would you say? In like one sentence, how would you describe it?
That is a hard question. Well,
not really describe it. Like, how would you like if somebody asked you about the movie? It's like, oh, how's Ready Player One? How would you say like it is?
It's a timeless film. Just. I mean,
well,
honestly,
I would
like,
say
it's like Coco. Like, it's got messages. Like,
It's-
follow your dreams. But this one's about. You have to face reality. At some
I would
point.
say
You
it's
just
I would
Googled that,
say
didn't you?
No, I
I
actually
would
didn't. I'm
I would
playing a
say
video
I
game.
would I would say it's the perfect link between the past, present, and future.
Oh yeah,
That is what I'm
that's
gonna
good.
say. That is my quote that like goes on a DVD cover and on like the
Yeah.
front page of a comic.
Yeah. Like to me, I definitely like if I had to someone one sentence. The one sentence is hard because there's so many good
You're the
things
one who
about
came
it.
up with it.
I know, but like I wanted to see how you guys would say. But to me, I definitely think I would agree with what YouTube said, but I definitely think
It's almost a timeless film.
yeah, I'd say it's another Steven Spielberg great, which will go down in history.
No,
So
it won't.
it will. I definitely
Like it might, but I'm just
I think
saying,
it
like
will.
people.
Well,
Not everyone's on board with it.
I think it will. It won't be as big as like other Steven Spielberg movies. Like I doubt it will be as big as other films like Jurassic Park or Star Wars.
Well,
But, like,
well,
it will definitely be a movie which you will remember. Like you like say like if somebody says, "Oh, do you remember Ready Player?" In like 10 years' time, if somebody says, "Do you remember Ready Player One?" People will be like, "Yeah, I remember that." Like if people said like now, "Oh, did you like remember?"
Batman.
That's why you keep the tickets.
Yeah. But anyway, I definitely think it's something which people will like remember as like
Maybe.
it is.
Well, people probably thought that about
Definitely,
Jurassic Park.
if they make more of this film, if they make more of the Ready Player, something I did come up with earlier. Actually, I will admit Pat came up with this. Is that the title of the next film should be Ready Player 2? Because one of the quotes that was in it, one of the quotes
It will be. That's
one of the
thing.
quotes that they said was Simon Pegg's character said was no, it was the original character, the other guy. He said this was never meant just to be a single player movie.
True.
And
A single player game.
yeah,
Single
you know
player
what I mean.
game. Sorry. Yeah, but you know what I mean. But I think that's not our. That's one. I think that's one of the messages that I think I really took home from that. But also, I definitely think that's kind of setting up the future for this. And
This
I,
franchise.
yeah, and I
Yep.
think Warner Brothers, they need like a good movie
Oh
franchise.
yeah,
now.
after all the DC movies.
Yeah.
They've had, 2 actually good films out of the 5 they have done.
Wait, what were the 2 that they did really good?
Wonder Woman, obviously, and I personally like Justice League.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's like
Justice
the-
Justice League was okay.
It
I
was
liked
okay.
It could have been
That's
better.
what I'm
Yeah, it
gonna
could have
say.
been better. They
Yeah.
rushed it too quickly.
Also, I love how the camera is
Oh.
like not normally still. It's always just moving, and you can sort of
I know,
see
that's
like.
good, like...
I love it.
It kind of gives you sort of. It makes you feel like you.
It makes you feel like you are the people in the movie.
No, it makes you feel like you're wearing virtual reality glasses because you're not constantly like having the same frame all the time. You're always moving.
That's why
around, you're always
Steven
exploring.
Spielberg's so good at it, like...
Yeah.
He
He
knows
under-
framing, like...
He-
this is what we're learning in film and television. Like, me and Darcy do this course...
I don't do film and television. I do acting, but I do understand what you mean.
Okay, so there's this course at school that we go to. It's called Film and Television, where you learn about all these angles.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to... How would you say it? Like, increase the film's perspective. Like, sometimes in an observational documentary, you can't always do that stuff. But in a movie like this, you need to constantly move it. So, like, you get different facial expressions, different scenes. It's like a... Marvel's new game, it's called Marvel Strike Force, where it constantly moves the frame when you're fighting someone, and sometimes it gets a little annoying, but it's really good framing to show you, like, when you do an uppercut,
Yeah.
it'll do, like, a low shot, and when you're punching someone down, it'll do a bird's eye view when you're going, whack, down.
And definitely what it is essentially, like, the advantage
That was
of
really
movie-
cool when you did that punch.
Whack!
Yeah, you didn't
I'm
see
sorry you can't see it.
Thwack!
No, just film him doing that and then just, like, put that, and, like...
Make
No,
a
but, like,
make
one
a gif out of it.
Yeah.
Not a gif, a gif.
It's a good... No, one
I
thing I
don't
was
even know
gonna...
what that means.
One thing I was gonna
Oh my
say
gosh.
is that, the advantage of, like, constantly moving it is that it always keeps the audience...
Pat's
like,
hiding in the
interest-
closet.
I'm looking for something.
He's hiding... No, he's gone back into the closet. Will he come out? Will he come out?
I got a Paddington bear.
But what I was gonna say
I'm
is...
so sorry you can't see this. This is great.
Yeah. No, but, like, one thing
I
that's just...
can't reach it. I'm too minutes.
Just go. Just come back, please.
I'm too
Oh,
tiny.
yay! Pat's out of the closet. Anyway,
Wow.
that was, like, my third try making that. It's just, like, it took you forever to try and...
Alright, let's calm down because we're about to end
My
this off.
fingers hurt.
Nick did my watch. Anyway, what I was gonna say is that the good thing about like constantly moving it is that it keeps the audience interested, and I think it is good that they've done that. But with with everything that's going on in Ready Player One, you're always going to be interested because, like I said this in my little Instagram review. I said it's got a good cast with like gripping storyline, and I think this storyline is definitely something which is like the secret glue which ties all the references, the Oasis, the messages, and just everything together. I think the storyline is the key of it, and I think the camera angles definitely, like, they help allow the storyline to show everything. So,
True, yeah.
that's how you sound fucking professional, my friend.
Holy jeez!
Yeah, I've never heard you say a
A
bad
swear word.
word
You're my
before.
mentor. You're not meant to do this.
You're
not meant to do this.
Yes, but I'm me.
Yeah, I know. But like, I do mean that.
Well,
I do
yeah.
mean that.
Yeah, like
Anyway.
that was good.
Anyway, we should end.
We need to tell the funny story. Darcy,
Oh,
you think of something.
Do you have something to tell? Because I got something to
we
tell.
should make it a thing that like the guest should tell a funny story
Yeah.
because
A
that's
funny story. I can't.
just any funny story that's happened to you in the past. Just like,
I can't really think.
What about the bird pooping thing?
Nah, that's more of a you thing.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
What was the one I told you that I should do? Was it the one with my sisters?
no, Darcy has to tell.
Oh,
them.
I got one.
Okay.
Can I do this, Darcy? If
Sure,
you-
go ahead.
Okay, so this is I go every year at Easter to a place called McLean. It's like this little Scottish town in Australia. There's this big piping competition and it's amazing. If you want to meet me up there, I've got this. This will involve the story.
It's just where we're really famous. Just like you go there and like there's like loads of people there.
They're like, oh, did you come for the piping? No, we came to see Pat Roach.
We came to see Walkmen comics.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll have to go.
Yeah, you'll have to go now, and go deaf from all the piping. Because seriously, the first year I went, I lost my hearing for 2 weeks.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, I'm actually serious. Like, I was shouting at my mum, like, can I have a cookie? And mum's like, calm down.
She's actually gonna think you just said that now.
Yeah, she probably will. Yeah, we're recording this in my house. This is probably why you won't see visuals.
We're recording this on a phone.
Yeah. You won't
We are
see
so
visuals.
bad. But it still sounds good. It's an iPhone
Yeah, yeah.
6.
Wow, we're not advertised, but still, if you would like to sponsor us.
Apple doesn't
Please.
sponsor anyone. They're like too good.
No, they do.
Wait, what really?
Yeah, not YouTubers, but they do sponsor other people.
They do sponsor people.
Professionals.
Yeah.
Okay, back to
Anyway.
the story. Okay, so at McLean, I've been doing this for years. I even did it this year, and I'm like 15. I'll hurry up, Darcy. There's this gigantic hill with a grandstand, and there's a few green patches.
Yeah.
We find cardboard and slide down the hill.
Huh.
There's this massive fence at the bottom of the hill, so you got to stop just in time before you crash into it,
Oh,
and you run up and do it again. It's like great exercise. That's why I lost like 3 pounds or kilos on the weekend. I know, I'm extremely impressed with myself because I almost collapsed at the end of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1 year, I was constantly doing this, but I had to stay in range of my mum's view, and she's right next to the gate,
Yeah.
and she's under this tent so she doesn't get sunburned. I'm just going up and down the hill, but some idiot decided, hey, we should put soap, like he bring these bottles of soap, we should put soap on the hill, and we'll go faster. He didn't go faster, obviously, but for me,
Once you get like a massive like.
you go even faster. And this was on grass, so for some reason it didn't work for him.
Oh, okay.
But for some reason, and this is completely weird, so many people tried it, it failed for them. They actually stopped. I went down the hill, and this was like an hour later, but the soap was still there, miraculously. I went flying down the hill even faster. I was going so fast, and I was going straight for the fence, and I couldn't stop. So I was like, oh god, and I steered little to the left because the gate was there. I slid straight through the gate, and where the tent was, the dancing stage was like right in front of it, Highland dancing stage. And if you don't know, Highland dancing is very painful when you get kicked in the face. Just let me tell you that now. I was going so fast, I couldn't stop. I was going, move out of the way. I crashed into the...
You sounded like a goat for a second.
And there's judging stands, like right next to each other, and they're made out of wood.
Oh.
I crashed into one. I snapped the wood.
Oh.
Oh man, I had this giant splinter coming out of my arm. Like you could even see it through the shirt, and I was bleeding.
Ooh.
And then I was going so fast, I crashed into one of the dancers. And they were filming this live around Australia.
I want to see that now. Okay. Let me go.
That part's been deleted because they redid it.
Oh, come on. That'll be so
I
good,
wish.
though.
Maybe it is still up there, I don't know. If you can find it, link me
Normally
the video.
they like keep that footage sometimes.
Sometimes, but I think it
I'm
was
gonna
deleted.
look for that and I'll put the link in
This
the
was like in
description.
2008. Were they live streaming then? Back in 2008? Maybe.
Well, it probably would be. If I find it, I'm gonna put a link.
Yes, please do. I want to see it again.
It's just
And
like,
then what
okay,
happened
here's the
was-
dancing. Oh, he's Pat Roach crushing his wall.
I slid onto the stage, I crashed into a dancer, and when I was trying to get up, this dancer was still going because she wanted to win. She kicked me in the face with her dancing shoe, and I went flying off the stage, and my mum caught me. Yay for mum! But I
I don't
blacked
think you
out
went
for like
flying.
an
I
hour.
think you just fell off the stage. You
No,
exaggerate
I was-
stuff a bit.
Yeah.
in your
Okay, a little
words.
bit, but still, I was kicked in the face, and my mum caught
Okay.
me. Yay for mum! And that's the story. And that's why I've got a scar on my nose. No, I'm just kidding. That's actually from my uncle.
Mums
hitting
are
me.
actually awesome. Respect your mum.
Yeah. Don't respect
You'd
your
be-
dad. No, I'm just kidding. Respect your dad.
You wouldn't be anything without your mum. So
Or your dad.
yeah. Well,
Both of them. You wouldn't be anything without your mum and
you'd
dad.
be-
You'd just
be-
be nothing.
yeah, you'd be nothing.
Literally.
Especially your mum. Your mum is like awesome. Just respect your mum. Your mum's like the best person ever. Like who's
Okay.
like supported you the most in life.
Hey, what about your dads? There's like dad mums in the world that support you more than
Dad
mums.
mums? What a mum? What
Oh,
dad
like they
mum?
care for. They're like dad mums that care for you more than the mum because the mum's always working and the dad's the one,
Oh,
the
right.
stay-at-home mum. The fum, I think. The father
The
mum.
thumb.
The fum.
So like you're saying thumb with a lisp.
Thumb.
A thumb.
Fum.
Fum.
Okay, let's finish this because Darcy's
Anyway.
getting really bored.
Yeah. So
Because you're dragging on.
Well,
Anyway,
this is
so,
what a podcast is.
yeah. Okay. So that
You can
do you wanna?
change podcasts history by actually talking about the fucking topic.
So
Have you heard any of our podcasts or listened to any of them?
Yes, but I usually fall asleep before you even start
Thank you.
talking.
Thank you.
Wow, that's just.
Wait,
mean.
is the music really that boring?
No, the intro.
Dun,
My personal
dun,
opinion,
dun.
the intro is a bit too
Dun, dun,
long.
dun.
Comment if you think the intro is a bit long, like the intro music. I think because there's like 2 sections to it. I think you could just finish at the first second and then the first section and then continue and then
True.
start talking.
Like, if
And it
you
goes
look
on, but it goes on and then it repeats again. I
Like,
don't think you need the repeat.
If you look at live streams while they're like setting up and stuff and they're already gone live, like it dragged on for like 20 minutes. It's just like it
Yeah, but
starts
I
in
hate that. I
this many
hate that.
seconds.
I'm
Well,
pretty sure my parents
if you're
don't do
watching just highlights, like they always skip it, and you can always
True.
just.
That's what I.
I mean, if you sometimes they upload it, you can just. Skip
Okay,
it.
well you should finish. Cause
Anyway,
Darcy
is
needs
there
to go.
anything else you want to say? Anything, guys?
that. Definitely a recommendation.
Well, a dollar dub dub.
Watch the movie.
Yeah, definitely a recommendation. I think it's
Watch it with a friend. Yeah.
Watch it with a friend.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Why am I talking like this now?
We should let Darcy talk.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
should. He's
I'll-
the guest.
No, what I was gonna say is I think this is definitely a lot. It's been a long time since we've seen a movie like this sort of movie. I think this is the first time I was talking about a topic like that. Like maybe Pat, you might want to pull your shirt down so you don't show your fat stomach.
shut up.
But what
I
I
was
was
just looking at like the massive curve, like that, like because he's lying down and like you can see like the curve of
Fuck
his stomach,
off.
just like
If
it's
you
like
went- if you
it's
went-
like a hill, just like going up like that.
Edit
And
this
it's like,
out or I'll kill you.
If he was any
And your
larger-
mother.
If he was any
I'll make your mother watch and then I'll bring you back to life to kill her. And then make you die again.
No, do a Romeo and Juliet.
that
I'll
sounds
like
that.
fake poison your mum and you're like, no,
Being
Clark!
a nerd.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I was still alive, you idiot! And then she kills herself because she can't live with her son dying without her. Or
That's
she's like,
so sad. What
oh wait, I always hated my son, so this is great. Imagine if she did that. That would just be heartbreaking. You're like, no, my mum died. I can't go on living. Oh, blah, I got myself.
You're yelling so loud that like the audio waveforms are like massive.
Ah!
Yeah, see, there we go. See that one?
Yeah, I saw that. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you for watching. We'll upload the next podcast next weekend because we upload it every weekend. That's
Or
what
maybe
do.
we
That's our
actually
job.
need to
You can
record some
count on
more.
us.
We might need to record some more.
Yeah,
Not
we-
today, obviously.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah,
can
but
need to
anyway,
record some more.
so thank you for watching and see you in the next one.